Hi, my name is St.Lawrence, and today I'm going to be talking to you about digital forensics. Digital forensics is a product of an ever-changing and ever-growing use of technology. Today we're going to be talking about what the term digital forensics means and what it also entails and the pros and cons of such. With this video lecture, you'll have a basic understanding of the impact digital forensics has on both our society and personal lives. The control panel account, I was able to use a public HTML to begin programming my web page, and within my web page I have multiple HTML pages, and I was able to learn and not only produce many programming rules but also apply them to ensure the functionality of my web page about digital forensics. When producing the HTML, I was able to use many CSS style attributes to aid in an aesthetically pleasing appearance, as well as to set up and space out my many HTML pages in order to yet again be visually appealing to the reader. So as you can see, I have created a logo and a banner in the free online app called Pixlr.com, and I was able to do this by watching many helpful videos online and also just playing around with multiple layers and sizing, backgrounds, and some text editors for a banner. For both, I ended up searching free and public images on the internet, and I altered them to better explain my topic. My logo is included in the gift at obviously the homepage of my digital forensics website, and I also used another free site called easygift.com, and I was able to upload a picture of myself, a photo pertaining to digital forensics, and then again my logo, and I used a delay time of 150. I acquired the information for my project by both searching the internet and URI library databases, and I searched terms like digital forensics, and I found more oftentimes than not opportunities for jobs and such. So I then narrowed it down to digital forensics pros and cons, or digital forensics in society, or digital forensics evidence, to better narrow my search on the internet. When you begin navigating my website, you can come right down on the home page and find a table of contents. So if you click on in on purpose, you'll see that I have a prompt stating to indicate the name of my innovation and provide a clear description of its intended purpose, such as the problem that the innovation solved, the opportunity that the innovation created, or the discovery that the innovation made possible. Underneath this, I have provided what exactly digital forensics is, how it started, that it takes information and simplifies it to aid in many law cases, and it also how it affects everybody today and how it's used in general. Basically, digital forensics arose in the increase of computer usage and the increase of crimes that the increase of usage provided, and as a result, many jobs have opened up in this field, and there's still more opening up today. To the left, I have a picture of a man using a computer to access a tablet, and he also has a cell phone in front of him and another tablet, and this just embodies the whole thing, the whole ideal, I guess, of digital forensics, because you're using the internet in order to take files and information off of other devices. And similar to that, I have another image to the right of my paragraph, my answer, that shows a man working not only on the devices themselves, but within them. So he's programming the device and working to preserve files. To produce this video, I actually used my iPhone, and I recorded it on my iPhone, and then I uploaded my video clips to my computer and used WeVideo, which is another free website, and I published this via YouTube. So right down below here I have a video that I created in response to the question, what is digital forensics? So let's take a look at it. tell me a bit about digital forensics. One of the most important aspects of digital forensics is that you have enormous amounts of data at your fingertips, and oftentimes you can recover data that's been lost, stolen, or deleted. A major con of digital forensics is that the information that you have access to can oftentimes be tampered by other people. You can again navigate my webpage by using this down bar arrow right over here that says next section. So once we click on it, we've got my next prompt, which is to explain a benefit and or harmful effect of the innovation. So I both explained a benefit and a harmful effect. I took a look at being the advantage of digital forensics, how it takes massive amounts of data and the massive amounts of accumulating data every day, and how it simplifies it down into a compact and solidified answer. One of the cons to digital forensics is that there's no rule book, so there hasn't been any established rules to taking a look at digital forensics and what in turn it takes a look at. So guidelines that it follows, how it's supposed to go about obtaining this information, etc. And to the left over here, I've got a screen of a computer with a little lock on it that's showing gaining access to the computer's information with a little key lock. And then if you come down a little bit, I've got another prompt which says, explain the impact that the innovation has had on society, the economy, and or our culture. So in its entirety, I feel like digital forensics has provided a basis of privacy and protection. So precautions are now taken to help maintain our privacy in our day-to-day lives. And it's also easy to think about digital forensics as the law enforcement that keeps people in check online. To the right, I've got a graph taking a look at a consensus of answers which show the guidelines for forensics and how slim they are in areas of improvement. And finally, on my effects page, I indicated another field that digital forensics affects, and that is our justice system. So it affects anywhere from our local police departments all the way up to our Supreme Court. Oftentimes, it's easier for people in these departments to support a case with access to a suspect's digital records. And the image to the left of my text is a chart that I accumulated after taking a poll from my computer science class, and I asked people what they knew about digital forensics, how old they were, and how much they thought that digital forensics not only affected them, but our society as well. So when you take a look at the technical aspects of digital forensics, the main part is how a user interacts with it. So we interact with digital forensics every day, everywhere, every time we use our cellular devices or our computers. I also discussed how information is stored on the internet and how it's acquired by investigators. Went into how digital forensics actually uses all of the quote-unquote big ideas. So it uses abstraction, algorithms, programming, and the internet all in one to accomplish taking a immense and unsubjective amount of data and narrowing it down and being able to project that onto a suspect or a general idea. And down at the bottom here, I just have a video talking about the overview of digital forensics through the process that an investigator looks at data and how it's accumulated, and therefore after how it is projected in justice systems. So as a whole, digital forensics relationship to data is pretty simple. It consumes data, so it takes in information and it gathers information, and it puts out and produces a simplified data format and transforms data by creating a compiled report of all the information gathered. So describe it when I went to describe at least one data storage concern or privacy concern, obviously one of the main ones when it comes to digital forensics is how is my information legally accessed by investigators and how can they acquire my information. So I also went into how when you're using your devices, it's all on the public internet and you're allowing this information to be accessed by the public by just clicking through the ads of backing up your system and your information on your phone. So this being my most useful source it went through how investigators not only have access to this knowledge and acquisition of data, but how the data gets there in the first place. Again, who conducts the analysis? So processes that they take when data is being collected, getting research warrants, all that kind of stuff, how to seize mobile devices. At the top, it also goes through an introduction on digital evidence and taking a look at, again, some pros and cons. So how digital forensics is time sensitive and having DNA evidence on on having DNA evidence on people's phones and computers, and it just goes through a lot of basic information, but also dives into some of the more difficult questions to answer about digital forensics. So overall, it was a great resource for me.